We just put 4 data professionals on the clock to see who could tackle the same task using Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python. 4 experts, 4 tools, 1 winner. Welcome back to the Data Drill Showdown. All right, time for data drill number 14, final form. For this one, we're playing the role of an HR associate and working with a data set containing about 900 responses from a simple employee satisfaction survey. Now, our goal is pretty simple. Count the number of employees who responded with each rating from 1 to 5. But as always, there's a catch. Employees are encouraged to fill out the survey multiple times throughout the year so they can show up more than once with different response dates and ratings. Now, this is a classic deduplication or greatest n per group problem, and it shows up everywhere, from customer records and survey responses to event logs and e-commerce transactions. But don't worry, we're going to show you exactly how to tackle it. Now, if you want to play along, pause the video here and grab the dataset for free at mavenanalytics.io/data-drills. It's completely free and a great way to build practical, real-world data skills. All right, time to meet our showdown competitors. Kicking things off, we've got the fan favorite Enrique Ruiz bringing the heat with Excel. Next up, we've got Parry, one of our defending champs, putting the power in Power Query. In the third slot, give it up for John Poller, SQL baller. And last but not least, we've got Chris Bruehl, our resident Python powerhouse. So that's our lineup for today. Let's start the showdown.
To solve this data drill in Excel, I'm going to start by creating a helper column to flag the most recent survey response for each employee. And then what we can do is just get the distribution of satisfaction scores, only considering those most recent responses. So for the most recent response, I'm going to start by writing a max ifs formula where I'm grabbing the most recent timestamp for each employee. So the max range is going to be the timestamp, and the criteria is that the email has to match this email here. That way we're getting the most recent response from that employee in particular. Now let's apply the same formatting and apply it down. And you'll see that for Jack Torrance, we get January 12th, 2026. Let's just quickly double check, filter, and you'll see that that is the most recent response. Now we just need to flag if each one of these is equal to that date. So is the most recent date equal to this date here? We get false here. Again, if we filter on this one, we do get true. So now what we can do is create a pivot table. Let's add it right here, where we add the satisfaction score into the rows, the email into the values. So you'll see that right now we have the distribution, but this is for all the responses, right? You'll see that we have 901 total records, but we only want the most recent. So let's add that into the filters. And now we have the distribution, assuming that we have 277 total employees. We can double check that really quickly. Let's count the number of unique employee emails. And we do get 277. So this is the distribution. This is the satisfaction. And this is the number of employees. Now the validation question asks how many employees have a satisfaction score of 1. That would be 19. So let's copy that. Let's paste it here into our solution box. There we go. That's how you solve this data drill using Excel.
All right, that was Enrique kicking things off with a time of 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Pretty intuitive approach there, using max ifs to return the latest date per employee, adding a logical operator to flag rows where the latest date is true, then using that flag as a filter to summarize those records with a pivot table. Now, some Excel purists out there might dock some points for using a helper column, and you certainly could bake everything into a single formula or measure, but in a one-off case like this, I think it's perfectly fine to add a little traceability and break the solution into multiple steps like Enrique did. Next up, let's see if Aaron has what it takes to raise the bar with Power BI.
All right, so in order to solve this data drill in Power BI, we're going to use Power Query, and the first thing that we want to do is duplicate our query. And this is going to allow us to get the unique emails with the timestamps. All right, so we're going to come in and we want to group by our email. So we group by email, we're going to create a new column called latest timestamp. Latest timestamp. And we want to base this on the maximum value within the timestamp column. So again, what this is going to give us is the most recent timestamp by email. And this gives us a unique list. So from here, we can merge this back into our original query. And we want to merge on both fields, the email and the timestamp column. And the order of the column selection matters. So we first want to select email and then timestamp. And then same thing for our original query, email and then timestamp. It's going to be left outer. Click OK. And we can expand our table. All we want to keep is the satisfaction score. And now we have our satisfaction score by unique email and latest timestamp. So we can come up and group by our satisfaction score, and we just want to count the number of rows. And for this data drill, we are being asked for the number of employees that selected 1 as their satisfaction score. We see that's 19. So we'll hop over into the data drill, enter 19. And that's how you quickly solve this data drill using Power Query and Power BI.
All right, that was Aaron, one of 3 winners from data drill number 13, putting up another strong showing with a time of 1 minute 35 seconds. Now what Aaron showed is a really handy Power Query pattern that can be modified to solve all sorts of similar problems. He duplicated the original query, used group by to filter down to only the latest timestamps, and merged it back into his original query using a composite key based on both email and timestamp. Up next, let's see how John solves this one with SQL.
Here's how we're going to solve this one using SQL. We've got our survey responses table here. The first thing I'm going to do is just pull out the columns by name. So email and satisfaction, these are the ones we really care about. I'm also going to include timestamp. We don't need timestamp, but I want to show you what this window function is doing. So we're going to pull row number over, and then we'll partition it by email. So we're going to then order it by timestamp. And really, we want the most recent one. So we'll do it by timestamp descending. And we can just call that RN for row number. You'll see what this is here. We get this nice grouped and ranked table. And what I'm going to call this is just ranked. So we'll call that ranked, and we'll put that in a CTE. And then I'll select everything from ranked. And you'll see that returns the exact same result. But now I'm going to just use a simple where condition because I only care about the most recent. So that where condition will just filter this table down to the most recent. And then from there, we are simply pulling the satisfaction scores and a count of people, which will count the email. And I'll just call that people. I will group that by 1. And then just to get the results displayed in a order that we want to read it, we'll say order by 1. So we've got 19 people, 34 people here. Awesome. Let's check our validation. I think that's correct. This is not too hard of one. So the how many employees reported satisfaction scores of 1? That's a 19. Let's check it out. Awesome. So that's how you solve that one in SQL using a CTE with a window function. If you know those 2 things, that makes this problem pretty easy.
All right, solid showing from John, coming in just behind Aaron at 1 minute and 45 seconds. This CTE and window function approach is a pattern we've seen John use a number of times now, and it's a technique that every analyst should have in their back pocket. In this case, he partitioned rows by email and used a row number function to essentially label how many times each employee appeared in the survey. From there, he used a common table expression, or CTE, to filter down that result set to only include the most recent submissions, grouped those by satisfaction rating, and added a count calculation to get the final result. Great example of how you can solve all sorts of problems using variations of the same core SQL techniques. By the way, if you're interested in learning directly from expert instructors like John, Aaron, Enrique, Alice, Chris, and myself, check out mavenanalytics.io. You can download practice datasets, work on guided projects, build a custom learning plan, and even host your own portfolio completely free. We're also running a limited time deal on Maven Pro plans, so stick around to the end of the video to grab that promo code. All right, last but not least, let's hand it over to Chris and see if he can pull out another win for Python.
All right, let's go ahead and determine the final form using Python. As with most of these problems, we'll be using the pandas library, and I'm going to go ahead and read in the employee satisfaction survey CSV. If we take a look at our data set really quickly, one thing you'll notice is that it's already sorted, and that means I don't even need to cast this timestamp column as a timestamp. I could, in fact, simply use the natural sorting that strings would give me, but because I want to be extra safe and make sure this problem generalizes, I'll go ahead and follow the steps. So we're going to parse dates equals timestamp. And if we take a look, nothing changes, but under the hood, this is now a timestamp column. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this in parentheses because we're going to do some complex chaining. And then what I'm going to do is sort values by timestamp. Again, this is already sorted, but we want to make sure we're following the steps we would in a traditional problem. Now this is where the actual analysis begins. We're going to group this data set by email. That's each unique employee. And then the trick here is we're going to use the tail method, which is typically used to look at the end of a data frame, but we're going to look at the end of groups. This will pull up the last response for each of our employee because they're already sorted by date. And if we take a look now, we can see that we have one row for each employee. This represents their last response. And so from here, all I need to do is extract the satisfaction column. And we can see we just have an array of satisfaction scores, which represents the last score. Now all we need to do is value counts. And if we take a look, we can see that 1 has 19 respondents with their last score of 1. Let's go ahead and plug this in. And that's how we determine the final form using Python. We'll catch you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another nail biter. That was Chris clocking in with a time of 1 minute, 33 seconds, just 2 seconds ahead of Aaron and Power Query. Now what's fun about this drill is that all of the experts took a similar conceptual approach to sort, group, filter, and summarize the data, but they used an assortment of different tools and methods to get the job done. We saw max ifs in Excel, a self-join in Power Query, window functions and CTEs in SQL, and some really cool Python approaches like group by with the tail method. So with that, let's review our results. Enrique kicked us off with a clean and simple Excel solution, finishing with a time of 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Aaron raised the bar with Power Query in Power BI, clocking in at 1 minute and 35 seconds. John came in just behind Aaron, wrapping up in 1 minute and 45 seconds. And Chris closed this out with an impressive Python solution, stopping the clock at 1 minute and 33 seconds. This was another incredibly close race that could have easily gone to any one of our experts, but I gotta give this one to Chris Bruehl. He took the time to build a durable, scalable solution with just a few lines of code and still clocked in with the fastest official time. So congratulations, Chris. You are officially the Data Drill champion. So that's a wrap for Data Drill number 14, final form. Hope you learned something new, and if you followed along from home, drop us a comment and let us know how you solved it. If you're serious about building modern, practical data and AI skills, we're running a 20% off flash sale at Maven Analytics right now. Sign up today and use the code YouTube20 and get access to our entire library of courses, learning paths, live expert-led workshops, and more. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the next one.